Chapter 1. Introduction to the Prison. The cold, towering walls of the maximum security prison loom ominously against the gray sky, a fortress of despair housing broken lives and shattered dreams. As the heavy doors clank shut, an overwhelming silence envelops the atmosphere, punctuated only by the distant echoes of footsteps and the occasional shouts of guards. This is the world where 5 souls will intertwine, each marked by their choices and circumstances. Listeners are introduced to David, Maria, Malik, Raj, and Evelyn, individuals from disparate backgrounds yet bound by a shared reality of confinement. Each diary entry peels back the layers of their experiences, illuminating the complexities of their struggles, hopes, and desires for redemption. The soundscape captures the essence of prison life: clanging metal, muffled voices, and an undercurrent of muted longing, setting the stage for a deeply immersive exploration of resilience and humanity in the shadows of steel. Chapter 2. New Beginnings. David's Entry. As the heavy steel door clanged shut behind him, David felt the weight of a world lost. The oppressive silence within the prison walls contrasted sharply with the chaos of his thoughts, fear and guilt swirling in his mind. "This is not me," he scribbled in his diary, his hand trembling slightly. Memories of his daughter flooded back, her laughter echoing in his heart, a haunting reminder of why he must endure. Surrounded by the cold stares of hardened inmates, he felt small and invisible. Each meal was a battle, every interaction a test. Yet in the midst of anxiety, he encountered Leo, an older inmate whose weathered face held the wisdom of survival. Leo's calm demeanor became a beacon of hope amidst darkness. "You'll find your way," he reassured David during their first conversation. As David penned these words, a flicker of determination ignited within him, a desire to reclaim his life for his daughter's sake. Chapter 3. Navigating the System. David struggles profoundly as he attempts to adjust to the grueling routines of prison life. Mornings are marked by the blaring of sirens, harsh fluorescent lights, and the clattering of trays as inmates shuffle to the mess hall. Each meal feels like a reminder of his confinement, the food unappetizing and the atmosphere tense. As days pass, David faces his first conflict, a misunderstanding with another inmate over a card game. Panic rises within him, fearing the consequences of standing up for himself, but he recalls Leo's advice about maintaining dignity and respect. With Leo's mentoring, David learns to navigate the complexities of prison interactions, gradually finding his footing among the hardened reality of violence and despair. Their conversations build David's confidence, revealing that survival is not just about physical endurance, but about forging connections and understanding the unspoken rules of the life he never wanted but must now call home. Chapter 4. A Flicker of Hope. Maria's Entry. Maria sits on the cold, hard bench of the prison yard, her sketchbook balanced on her knees. Memories of her tumultuous life before incarceration flood her mind. Gang affiliations, violence, and the fleeting thrill of belonging. Yet in this stark environment, she discovers an unexpected refuge: art. Each stroke of her pencil becomes a lifeline, allowing her to sketch the life outside, the vibrant landscapes, laughter, and freedom now just distant echoes. Determined to share this gift, Maria proposes an art program to the warden, hoping to ignite hope in her fellow inmates. Amid the struggles to navigate prison bureaucracy, she rallies support from other artists within the prison. Together they start small workshops, each session filled with laughter and budding talent. Maria finds solace in the camaraderie, each drawing a testament to their resilience. In the shadows of confinement, she realizes art isn't just expression, it's a flicker of hope. Chapter 5. The Art of Survival. As Maria immersed herself in her sketches, she discovered that each stroke of her pencil carried the weight of her past while also painting a vision for her future. In the dim light of her cell, adorned with fragmented memories of her life outside, her drawn images morphed into windows of hope for herself and her fellow inmates. Interactions flourished as she shared her art, creating a supportive network that extended beyond mere survival, fostering a sense of community. Yet, pursuing her passion wasn't easy. Maria faced skepticism from both guards and inmates who viewed her artistic ambitions as irrelevant distractions. Undeterred, she began to organize small art sessions, inviting others to explore their creativity. In these moments, laughter filled the air, easing the tensions of prison life. Through her art, Maria not only found solace but also sparked a flicker of hope among those striving for connection, illuminating their shared struggles amidst the harsh reality of confinement. Chapter 6. Behind Closed Doors. Malik's Entry. Malik settles into the oppressive routine of prison life, his heart heavy with the weight of wrongful conviction. Each day begins with a morning clang that echoes through the corridors, a stark reminder of his confinement. He recalls the fateful day he was wrongfully sentenced, recounting the pain of losing his freedom and the trust of his family. In his diary, he pours out his frustrations and fears, longing for a life beyond concrete walls. Amidst the monotony, Malik finds solace in the camaraderie of fellow inmates, bonding over shared stories of injustice. Their conversations reveal systemic flaws and fuel his resolve to seek legal assistance. With each passing day, the flicker of hope grows, especially when a lawyer expresses interest in his case. Malik's journey, punctuated by heartache and resilience, unfolds as a testament to the human spirit's fight for justice, even from behind closed doors. Chapter 7. The Fight for Freedom. Malik's determination to overturn his wrongful conviction became the heartbeat of his existence behind bars. Each day blurred into the next, marked by the relentless rhythm of prison life. Yet his diary offered a refuge, a place to articulate his feelings of frustration, anguish, and hope. He meticulously documented each moment. The unsettling silence during the nightly lockdowns and the hushed conversations with fellow inmates who shared tales of injustice. These stories wove a tapestry of resilience, uniting them in shared suffering. One particularly dreary afternoon, hope flickered back to life when he received a visit from a lawyer whose reputation for fighting wrongful convictions preceded her. As she leaned closer, Malik felt a wave of emotion rush over him. The prospect of freedom shimmered just beyond reach. With renewed purpose, he poured his heart into his writing, knowing that each word could be a step closer to reclaiming his life. Chapter 8. Chains of Brotherhood. Raj's Entry. As the sun set on another day behind bars, Raj reflected on the fragile balance of loyalty and survival within the prison walls. He found himself amidst a tension-filled atmosphere as whispers of an impending riot circulated like wildfire. Memories of his own tragic past bubbled to the surface, reminding him of the importance of protecting his chosen family, the younger inmates who sought his guidance. When the chaos erupted, Raj stood firm, guiding the frightened ones to safety, even as violence surrounded them. In that electrifying moment, he felt the weight of leadership pressing down upon him. Loyalty demanded sacrifice, and he was prepared to face the consequences if it meant shielding those who looked up to him. The riot forced him to confront the realities of brotherhood in confinement, where bonds could forge strength or betray trust, and survival often came at a cost. In the midst of shadows, he remained their unwavering guardian. Chapter 9. The Aftermath of Violence. The riot left the prison in disarray, echoes of chaos lingering in the air. Raj found himself in a makeshift haven, guarding a group of younger inmates who were shaken and frightened. As tensions simmered down, the aftermath flashed danger into stark relief: injuries, fear, and the palpable weight of anger hanging over the yard. Raj's resolve solidified. His loyalty to protect those who couldn't defend themselves outweighed his own well-being. In hushed conversations, they shared their fears and dreams, creating an unspoken bond born from shared peril. Raj reflected on the chaotic choices made during the riot. Leadership, he realized, was more than survival. It was about guiding others through despair. As whispers of trust began to flourish amid the rubble of violence, Raj's role morphed from a mere survivor to a protector, as he understood that even in darkness, connections could forge paths toward hope and unity. Chapter 10. Shared Stories of Resilience. In the dimly lit common area, the air buzzes with an unspoken understanding as Raj, Malik, and David come together. Each carries the weight of his own story but finds solace in the shared experience of struggle. Raj recounts the loyalty he felt during the riot, reminding them of the importance of standing united in the face of adversity. Malik, encouraged by Raj's steadfast resolve, shares the latest developments in his fight for justice, igniting a flicker of hope among them. David listens intently, gleaning wisdom from his companions, feeling less alone in his journey. They discover strength not only in their individual challenges, but also in the bonds forming between them. Through storytelling, laughter, and tears, they create a makeshift family, a sanctuary where vulnerability is met with compassion. In this unlikely fellowship, they begin to redefine their paths, not just as inmates, but as resilient individuals yearning for redemption and connection. Chapter 11, A Last Chance, Evelyn's Entry. Evelyn's heart races as she sits on her cot, reflecting on the tumultuous journey that brought her to this point. Once consumed by addiction and making choices that devastated her family, she now faces the possibility of parole. With each passing day, she contemplates the relationships she fractured and the life she longs to reclaim. Memories of her children flood her mind, recalling their laughter and the warmth of home that feels so distant now. She confesses her fears of relapse and the overwhelming pressure of starting anew. In conversations with fellow inmates, she finds solace as they share their own aspirations and fears about freedom. Despite the uncertainty, Evelyn's resolve strengthens. She embraces her recovery journey, determined to break the cycle of her past. This moment feels pivotal, a last chance to rebuild her life and the family bonds she yearns to restore. Hope flickers within her, illuminating the path ahead. Chapter 12, The Cost of Freedom. Evelyn sat on the edge of her cot, the weight of the approaching parole hearing heavy on her chest. Each tick of the clock felt like a countdown to the unknown. Her mind wandered back to her past, battling addiction, the choices that landed her in prison, and the family she hoped to reunite with. "Will they still want me?" she wrote feverishly in her diary, the ink capturing the swirling doubts and hopes. Conversations with other inmates echoed in her mind, their stories steeped in both regret and resilience. They shared insights on reintegrating into society, yet Evelyn grappled with the fear of slipping back into old habits. As the day of her hearing drew closer, she resolved to maintain her newfound clarity and commitment to change. The stakes couldn't be higher. Freedom beckoned, but it came with the cost of facing her past and navigating a future fraught with challenges. Chapter 13, Moments of Connection. In the dimly lit common area, the bonds among David, Maria, Malik, Raj, and Evelyn deepen as they share their stories over card games and quiet conversations. Each vulnerable moment reveals the weight of their pasts, but also a shared understanding of their struggles. David recalls the fear that gripped him during his first week and the comforting reassurance Leo provided, while Maria speaks of the solace she finds in her sketches, depicting both hope and despair. Malik's journey of fighting for justice elicits empathy, sparking discussions about resilience and the strength found in solidarity. Raj, having witnessed the chaos of the recent riot, reflects on the importance of loyalty, reminding others that they are not alone. As laughter intertwines with tears, they realize that amidst their isolation, they have forged an unexpected family, one built on trust, shared experiences, and the promise of redemption in even the darkest corners of their lives.